Say hi to everybody, so. He does not like the camera. Oh, you heavy. Let me put you down. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Dave. Welcome to Aroy District. Today's video, I want to talk about mental health, plant burnout, and then I want to lighten it up with some plant updates. So if it gets a little bit too deep for you, you can skip to me just talking about plant burnout and just giving you some updates. So I want to talk about someone that I met in the plant community by the name of Michael from the YouTube channel The Planted Eye. If you don't know already, he passed away May 19th. It was very heartbreaking to me because it just, it feels unfair that someone with such a good spirit can no longer be here with us, So I just wanted to briefly celebrate Michael from the Planted Eye. You all seen him. He was featured on my channel. We did a topic about the Philodendron Spirited Sanctity, and I was so happy to be able to collab on that video with Michael because as soon as I seen his first video, he has such a positive spirit and he just has like a vibe to where I was immediately comfortable with him. He puts off that good energy, and he was just a blessing to us all, being that we were able to witness the peace that he had in this plant hobby, just the happiness that he that rubbed off on us just coming from him, So I am just very happy that he decided to make a YouTube channel and share something that he loves to do, And one cool thing, I saw his confidence just slowly progress as he continued to make videos. Because if you don't know, pressing the record button and making YouTube videos, it's hard for me to talk about. It's not easy, I don't want to do that. I'm breaking down a little bit here, but I need to figure out a way to say what I need to say and make it quick. But it takes a lot to build up the mental bandwidth to allow people into your private space. When you make YouTube videos, people get to see where you live and see what you have. They get to critique your personality. They get to critique where you live. It's a lot that comes with that, and it's not easy. And that is an accomplishment that Michael achieved. So I'm proud of him that he started a YouTube channel, and we just want to celebrate. I'm happy that Michael is at peace now, and I just needed to say what I need to say regarding Michael. Thanks to Mona from Plant Therapy, Breezy Plants, Plant Life Lex, and Jumnaji John, just for being a good connection, to Mike. When you come to the plant community and you're able to connect with some really cool people, that is one of the perks of putting yourself out there. You're able to connect with some really cool people, and I just want to thank you to all of the content creators, whether it's Instagram, YouTube. If you were able to befriend Mike and just have a connection with Mike, I just want to thank you for that, because I'm pretty sure that had an impact on his life while he was here. So I'll start off by saying that I do suffer from mood swings, depression. I'm not sure what I would be considered diagnosed with, but it's nothing that I take medication for. I went to a doctor and I went to therapy, but I refuse to take medications for what I feel like my challenge is, and the reason for that is I don't think it's dangerous, or it's like I'm still able to function. So therefore I feel like I don't like taking medicine. I don't like taking prescriptions and stuff like that. So I deal with it and I progress with it. So in regards to mental health, a few of the ways that I deal with it is my plant hobby. You know, doing some type of hobby where you can be completely self-contained. Self-contained meaning that you don't need anyone else. You know, that's one of the things that I can get my mind, put my mind on something else and do something that I enjoy. So having a hobby that is self-contained really does help with any type of mental health challenges. Of course, being able to acknowledge that you do have these challenges and talking to someone, you know, whether it's getting professional therapy, whether it's just talking to the type of friends that actually hear you without responding and talking about themselves, you know. But you know, things like that, that does really help. And I'm actually blessed to have parents who rooted me well into my faith, you know. So being that I pray, I read the word anytime I need answers for certain things, and that right there is a big help of just keeping me grounded. And you know, sometimes I have to stay away from my phone for a day, you know, just so that whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through, doesn't rub off on anyone else. You understand? If someone is asking if you're okay, of course, I definitely want to be able to respond to that. But if I'm going through some things and I don't want to be social, then I'm not going to be social. You know, Instagram and Facebook and all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes you just need to take a break from it and wait till whatever you're going through passes over. So that really helps with me. I just take a day to where I'm by myself and just do some self-care, you know, do some self-care. If I need to go to the gym and work out by myself, I need to go on a hike by myself. Little things like that can get me out of the little tumultuous moment that I'm having. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I am no professional, so I cannot talk in depth about mental health, but I'm just sharing with you the way that I deal with it, and I feel like it has progressed a lot and very manageable for me, you know. But if you are going through the same thing, if you can relate, leave a comment below and share some things that help you get through, you know, your moments of mental health challenges. So plant burnout, let's talk about it. Plant burnout is when you're pretty much no longer excited about caring for the large amount of plants that you have. You know, sometimes it be like that. Is you tired? Because if so, I do understand. It's like you get hyped on buying a lot of these plants. You see the plants all over the internet. You see the sales going on. You see YouTube influencers buying all of these plants, and you hopped on the wave and you bought all of these plants. Now you are not excited about taking care of them. You don't care too much if they grow or not. You're just burnt out. Well, I have some things that I kind of do so that I don't go through plant burnout. And one of the main things that I do is, if I do not feel like doing something when it comes to plant care, I will not do it. That is a big tip right there. I won't do it. Plants need to be watered. Plants need to be repotted. If I am not in the mood to do those things, I will not do it. Simple as that. Take advantage of the times that you are in a good mood. Take advantage of the times that you just feel like doing something, and that should be the time that you water your plants and repot and reorganize and do something new. If you get creative and you make a new display, or you see something that you want to try out, wait till you're in the mood and do those things, and it can bring a freshness to the whole situation, and I have some other tips that I want to show you. So Jasmina Lowe has inspired me to try out drainless vessels. Drainless vessels are a lot easier. So this glass container, it doesn't have any drainage. And what you do is you use some type of soil alternative, whether it is leca, pond, or whether you mix up some bark and sphagnum moss, just anything other than regular soil. It works a lot easier than having pots of soil like this, you know. So I have a few plants that are indoors and they're still in soil, and they are a headache because I have to take them to the sink and water them and then put them back. With something like this, by the way, this is an Anthurium copper cherry. It's a hybrid between the Anthurium Red Beauty and some type of red crystallinum or some sorts. But yeah, it's a lot easier because what I do is spray water into here, I let it drip down, and I'll leave a reservoir about this thick, and I'll let the plant slowly soak that up, and I won't have to worry about the plant for a week or two. And you may be concerned that the potting media in here may need to be flushed out. Guess what? When you use a drainless vessel like this, it is easy to flush the potting media out. You know, so one thing I'll say is when the plant starts to grow a lot of roots, it is actually very easy to fill this up with water, swish it around, and dump the water back out, and do that a few times just to flush the soil. When the roots are all filled in there, the potting media doesn't come out very easily. If you're in a situation to where the potting media will fall out easily, get you your little McDonald's napkins or whatever, place it over the top, and then pour it out. And that's how you flush this out about every couple months or every month, if that makes you feel more comfortable. But it is very easy, and it's the fact that it doesn't drip. It's drainless. So if this is sitting on the shelf and I pour some water, spray some water in there, it's not going to come out the bottom. I can just leave it on the shelf and water the plant where it is, and I won't have to worry about anything. So a good percentage of my plants are now in drainless vessels like this, and life is easy. I have a lot of plants, and the fact that a good percentage of them are in drainless vessels, yeah, we easy going over here. I'm able to comfortably take care of the number of plants that I have. So this next thing I want to say may be a little bit controversial, may be a little bit subjective, however you say that. But let's just say you're dealing with plant pests. Whether your plant is just getting his ass beat by some spider mites, whether you got all the little thrippity thrip throps taking down your plant, this is something that I do, because I'll tell you this. If I am battling with a plant, if a plant has damage from pests, that is one way that I can get burnt out on plants altogether. I can't stand dealing with those type of pests that make your plant decline. So let's just say, for example, this Philodendron squamiferum has the spider mites or thrips. What I am going to do is I'm going to take a top cut right about here. I'm going to treat that top cut, put it in water, and the rest of the plant, I'll either put it outside or in the dumpster. That's just how it's going to go. It'll save me a lot of stress, and it's just easy for me to do that. You know, just being able to cut it, take that top cut, wash it up and put it in water, and then the rest of the plant could just take a hike. You can go in the dumpster. I don't need you around the other plants. That's just how it's gonna go. That is one way that I deal with that, so that I don't get burnt out. I don't want to go back and forth with these plants. I don't want to be treating a big plant like this, 5 to 6 times just to get rid of the problem. That right there is too taxing on me when I have so many other plants. So that is my remedy for that. You may not like my decision to do something like that in that situation, but it's what I do, and it works for me because I'm not gonna be battling with plants. So another tip that helps me with plant burnout is taking little breaks from social media altogether. I take a break from YouTube, I take a break from Instagram, because if I'm seeing plants all the time, then it's gonna burn me out. I am a creative being. So with creative people, repetition can be a pet peeve. If I'm looking on Instagram and I'm just seeing the same things, the same get down all the time, then it's gonna get on my nerves and I'm kind of gonna get burnt out. But the fact that I can just take 1, 2, or 3 days out to where I just do not even look at pictures or videos of plants, and then when I come back to it, then I feel happy about seeing people's posts and seeing all these different plants. Let's brighten it on up, and I want to give you all some updates on some plants around the house. Let's do that. So you guys, my Raphidophora Tetris Firma Variegated, check this out. This plant is growing very beautifully. When I bought it, there was like no fenestrations. I think we had these 3 leaves down here. And look at all this new growth. Look how that new growth is. And it's definitely the variegation on it. Like the way that the variegation is, it's a lot like the Monstera Mint No ID. You get like the mint splash, you get the sectoral, you get the dark greens and the light greens, the white, the everything. Like, man, this, I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but the way that this is growing and how fast that is growing is definitely exciting to me. So I definitely wanted to show you all this one right here. Philodendron Glorious. This Glorious has been growing like a beast. It has almost reached the top of this pole that I have here. I do have it in a self-watering pot, and the oldest leaf doesn't look too healthy, but the rest of the plant has just taken off. With this pole is pretty sturdy. This type of plastic that I sold on my Etsy, it is very sturdy. So I am actually going to extend the pole, and then I'll have like a, 3 to almost 4 foot plant, and that's what I'll do with this one. I'll have this one keep going. I'm not going to take the cut, but yeah, check that out. So listen, I don't think I ever showed you all this plant before, but I got it a couple months ago, and I was waiting for it to get its act together before I feature it on my channel. But as of now, this Philodendron Red Anderson is on its way. This is the Philodendron Red Anderson. It's similar. It's almost like a cross between the Pink Princess and the White Knight, because you get like this. It's like a red and pink swirl in the stem, and the leaf is green and white, and sometimes you get like some red streaks in there. Look at the new leaf. I'm gonna have to get another camera because it seems like it's washed out, but yeah, this plant is doing some some nice things. It is really on its way. So I will say that I do like this plant better than the Pink Princess and better than the Philodendron White Knight. It's something about it. It's a little bit more vigorous than the two of those as far as the growth, and the color pattern is more of my taste, I would say so. So last but certainly not least, I need to show you all my favorite Anthurium at this moment. Of course, it's my Ace of Spades crossed with Papillilaminum crossed with Bessier. I'm showing y'all this plant once again because this Anthurium has now grown out of the seedling phase. So this new leaf is no longer coming out of the petio. It's coming out of its own sheath. So it's no longer a seedling. So we about to go into maturity, and you know, just being that this is Ace of Spades, Papillilaminum, and Bessier, who knows what the maturity, the mature leaves are gonna look like, you know. But as of now, the emergent leaf on this plant is like no other. It is crazy. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite Anthurium that I have at the moment. But yeah, my friend came over, and he was looking at this plant. He was like, man, that plant looked like a diamond. You know, people who not into plants, they just, you know, they got a way with words when it comes to, you know, describing certain plants. But yeah, this is him. Like this, man, I tell you, my favorite Anthurium. So that's all for today's video. This was a little rough for me to film, but I made it through. But I did not forget, we have the off-topic question of the day. All right, answer me this and leave a comment below. Would you rather be filthy rich or just rich? And what I mean by filthy rich is like, you know, billionaire status. Or would you rather just have, I would say about 6 to 10 million in the bank? If it was your world, would you rather be filthy rich or just moderately rich? And I'll tell you my answer. I'd rather just be moderately rich. Because I'm going to tell you this. When you are filthy rich, it's a whole new set of problems that you have to deal with. Everybody's always trying to sue you. You can't find, I mean, it's harder to find real genuine people. And I mean, I guess the same could be for if you are just a multi-millionaire versus a billionaire. But I think I don't want that smoke. Being filthy rich, that's just too much smoke for me. I'd rather just have, you know, a few million in the bank, and I think I am good. But let me know your thoughts on that. Hopefully I posed the question correctly and you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, that is the off-topic question of the day. That's all I have for you, and see you on the next video.